In ancient times, specialized farms that grow a single type of crop or livestock, existed only where there were large commercial markets for farm products, and such markets presuppose urban populations.
All right, so let's
There-
stop there for a second. And what's going on here?
Um, so there's like some background information,
Mm-hmm.
and
But,
then
yep.
only where.
Yes. So even in ancient times, specialized farms existed only where there were large commercial markets for farm products, right? So we're gonna, my F was terrible, but so we're gonna put that there were large commercial markets, and these markets presupposed urban populations. So if we have an urban population, an urban population, that means that we had a large commercial market, correct? If they came before.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. All right, continue on.
Therefore, the extensive ruins in the archaeological site that Kadshim
Okay. Okay, yeah,
okay,
okay, yep.
are probably the remains of a largely uninhabited ceremonial structure rather than of a densely populated city, since the land in the region of K would never have supported any farms except mixed farms, which grow a variety of crops and livestock.
All right, so what's going on here in that second part?
Um, I feel like they're like turning the argument backwards.
Okay,
But
so, well, okay, what is our conclusion?
that the archaeological ruins at K are probably the remains of an uninhabited ceremonial structure.
Yeah,
Rather,
rather than this populated city. And we're saying that because the area around it could not have supported any farmed except mixed farms. So essentially what we're saying here is we could not have had specialized farms, correct?
mm-hmm,
And so they're saying since we don't have specialized farms, then there must have been um like it must have been like an uninhabited area rather than this densely populated city. Do
mm-hmm.
you think that that is valid? You're right. You're on the right track about switching it.
Um, no, because they're assuming uninhabited just because it's not densely populated, so it could be in the middle.
Yeah. And they're assuming like just because we don't have something that is sufficient for something
Mm-hmm,
doesn't mean that we can't have it in a different way, right?
mm-hmm.
All right. So go ahead and start with A and tell me love it, leave it, or hate it.
Okay. Um, taking the fact that something is true of one sample of a class of things as evidence that the same is true of the entire class of things.
All right. So what
Uh,
do you think about this one?
mm, this is like describing like a part to whole type of thing, right?
Yeah, and yeah, it's an overgeneralization. We don't do that at all.
Yeah. I don't think this matches well. Hate it.
Hate it. I love it. Hate it. Excellent.
Taking the non-existence of something as evidence that a necessary precondition for that thing also did not exist. Um, I feel like leave this one because it's talking about necessary precondition.
So let's break this one down a little bit. So it says taking the non-existence of something. So what would this be referring to? The non-existence of something.
Um, the specialized farms.
Yep, excellent. And do we take the non-existence of specialized farms as evidence that a necessary precondition for that thing, so this thing is also referring to specialized farms, also did not exist? So what is the necessary precondition for specialized farms?
Um, large commercial markets or
Yes, and
urban population.
excellent. Is that what we do here? Do we say like because we so up here we have if we have a specialized farms, that means we had a large, or it leads to a large urban population. But then we say, since we don't have this sufficient condition, we must not also have that necessary condition. And that's a fake negation.
Yeah, so I like this one.
All right, so let's go on to C.
Interpreting an ambiguous claim in one way in one part of the argument and in another way in another part of the argument.
So what kind of flaw is this answer choice referring to?
Is it equivocation?
Equivocation, yeah. I have a favorite equivocation on this document that you'll do for homework. Yeah, this is a wrong answer choice all the time. Just
Yeah.
like
I feel like it doesn't relate to anything.
no, we're not like using a word in two different ways at all. Like what this would look like is if like somehow if we like change like urban populations to like somehow like a different version of urban or something, but that's even a stretch. Okay, what about D?
Supposing that because two things usually occur in conjunction with one another, one of them must be the cause of the other.
All right, what kind of flaw is D referring to?
A causal flaw.
Yeah, so just because two things happen at the same time doesn't mean that one's causing the other. Excellent. This is probably the most common flaw on the LSAT. All right, and then what about E?
Drawing a conclusion that is simply a restatement of one of the premises on which the argument is based. So, like circular reasoning.
Excellent. And this is like a wrong answer. This has only been the correct answer like 4 times of all time.
Really?
Yeah. I actually missed it. I think it's like on 82 or 83. I missed a question because the correct answer was circular reasoning, and I didn't like any of the answers. And I'm like, I'm not going with circular reasoning, and it ended up being circular reasoning. A minor detail, but yes. So I'm curious of what you picked for this one.
So I chose D, I think, because the conditional logic thing wasn't clicking well for me. And I thought that they were saying that because there wasn't a specialized farm, that it would cause there to not be a population.
Okay. I can see that. Like, but yeah. Okay.